Is it time for a war
I
session?
think it is time for a war session. Green Lantern!
Sucks. It sucks. So bad it sucks.
You know,
I thought I was gonna like it. I was like, it's not really that bad.
I thought I was going to like it too, and I came out and I was like, meh.
Okay, so
I think it sounds like you're on the side like, no, it straight up sucks. I was like, yeah.
well, no, see, like I started watching and I was like, yeah, this is decent, like story. I was like, it's a little older, and I can tell in the CGI, but the CGI at first, I was like, this isn't that bad. I was like, you know, the guy stuck in the wall and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then it got to a scene where Hal Jordan was flying, and you could tell so hard
Oh, was it the
that his head was just like plopped on.
was it the scene where he was like flying through the Citadel or whatever?
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know what it was, but I'm like, this scene looks so fake.
Oh, dude, if I showed it to you again and told you to pay close attention, they didn't size his body right. So, you know, like when somebody makes like a joke Photoshop and they like put somebody's head on, but they don't size it right?
Basically that equivalent?
They did that. Dude, 100%. I have to, oh my gosh. When I saw that, I was like, and then I started paying attention more to the CGI. And I don't know if you noticed, but when they showed like the aliens and like the other Green Lanterns, they looked fine. But for some reason, they didn't do the same level of quality on Hal Jordan. Like his outfit looked 100% more fake.
That part. I think some of the characters look awful. Honestly, like who's that one guy that trains him? I forget.
Oh,
It's he does.
I don't know his name.
Basically, it's the guy that does the training combat. I thought his CG was absolutely terrible. It did not look good at all.
Well, I was going on the time too. I was like, for the time, this was probably cutting edge.
The thing is, though, like I think for me, it was more.
When did it come out? Real quick.
2011.
Yeah, it sucked.
So yeah, think of like Iron Man CG compared to that. Like like Iron Man CG actually looks good for its time. Like I go to Iron Man, I'm like, yeah, this still holds up.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I wanted this to be a good debate, a nice war session where we were gonna go back and forth about if this movie isn't as bad as people think it is. But I only got 2 points written down besides that the CGI absolutely blows, which is inexcusable for the company that did it. They have so much money. And I think they even sunk a bunch of money into this movie.
I also didn't like the design of the Citadel. I keep on calling it the Citadel. I don't think that's what it's actually called.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm going to keep on calling it. It's basically the Green Lantern home planet or whatever. But I just thought, like, this looks awful. Like, I get trying to make it look alien and everything, but it just... Like, it's so... Like, for one, it's just so dark. Like, why is it so dark? And then you have, like... The where you have the place where all the Green Lanterns gather, and I swear that's like the actual like Green Lantern core, or where basically the thing that charges their lanterns so they can charge their rings.
Yeah.
And it's like not glowing at all. And I'm like, shouldn't that be glowing? That should be glowing, right? Without that, none of your stuff works.
I have some thoughts. So, if Green Lantern was like a B movie, if like let's say you're a B movie fan, do you know what a B movie is?
I know the B movie, if that's what you're talking about.
No, a B movie is an under budget movie. They're called B movies.
Oh.
So back like with videotapes, VHSs, DVDs, Blu-rays, the stuff that went straight to DVD that wasn't in theater, they were called B movies because they're low budgeted movies.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they're called B movies, but there's fans of B movies. Like, there's even shows like 3000 Science Theater or something like that, where they watch B movies and like joke about how bad they are and stuff.
Okay.
But there's actually people who like really like those movies. If you like B movies, so like the quality.
I hate to interrupt you real quick.
Yeah.
But do we need to go on break?
No.
No?
We're good.
We're good? Okay.
Yeah. the where was I at? Oh yeah, the quality. So if the quality is not an issue and it's just about like story and entertainment, I feel like Green Lantern is actually an alright movie. Because the story, as far as superhero-ness,
the story wasn't really that bad.
Yeah. I just couldn't get past how bad it looked at some points. And that's and it made me laugh. So like it has heart, it has charm, it has the story. I just can't get past the looks. But I bet you there's people out there who can get past the looks, so to them.
Yeah, and honestly, I feel like DC just kind of like dropped the ball on this one. And what I mean by drop the ball is like not on the movie itself, it's just that they didn't keep going. It's like, okay, yeah, you made a bad movie, but it doesn't mean you can't learn from your mistakes and make another one.
Yeah, they could have continued with it.
Yeah, but instead they decided to start over in some way.
Yeah. This is a classic case of, have you ever heard the phrase, like, sometimes too much is bad?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I feel like what happened here is they tried to blow people away too much where it just looked bad.
They tried
like
too
they
hard.
didn't need to do CGI on the suit. Nobody else was doing CGI on the suit. Like as a full suit.
I think I finally figured out the reason why people don't really like the CGI suit. I think the design of the suit is fine. Well, for some of the suits anyways.
I agree.
But the thing is, it's the way it worked and the way it looks overall. So I think the problem is that they were like, oh yeah, the suit is skin tight. So instead of making like a whole entire suit that Ryan Reynolds can barely move around in, which is basically the case with these superhero suits, let's just make the suit CG, so that's easier. But the thing is, like, in the world of Green Lantern, at least in this version of it, there is a part where he actually like goes to his stomach and like pinches it, so like it's like the suit is like a part of him. It's like basically his skin in a way,
Yeah.
which doesn't really make sense to me. Like I always thought it was like some sort of clothing that you can just make appear with the ring. And then the other thing is, it doesn't look like it's fully on him with like any character, and it's just because if you look at the collars aren't correct, because the collars don't really have that much depth to them. It's just it literally looks like it's just like on its skin, so it doesn't even look like a piece of clothing.
Yeah. And I could watch this movie and be fine, but the 2 points that really get me is that flying scene where his head was obviously bigger than his body, and I know it wasn't perspective because it looked like a photoshopped head on a picture. And whenever they showed him close up with his mask, I didn't like how they blended the CG with his face. It just
it looks terrible.
Looked really bad, and I
Yeah.
couldn't get past that either.
They honestly should just made like an actual suit. That's what they did in Iron Man, actually.
Or like could have just. Yeah, I agree. They should have just made an actual suit. Or at least just gave him a mask that wasn't CG.
Yeah, Iron Man's suit, like it is for the most part like CG, but they gave in the first movie anyways, they gave him like an actual suit so that the CG wouldn't look as bad. That's what they continue to do in all the movies except for Robert Downey Jr. because he didn't like wearing the suit, so now he just wears like the chest plate.
I did think the villain was cool though. The parallax idea.
I thought
And how like the fear was getting him.
Yeah. I thought like the whole fear and stuff of like that character arc was good. I thought the villain, like, hey, good idea, not so good execution, because he's just a cloud, and I'm pretty sure like how the normal adaptation is or the normal comics, he's like an actual like person. And I felt like that would have been a lot scarier. Because I thought his face in general was like actually pretty scary, but then
in the comics he actually is just a being. He takes over people. That's his whole thing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I only know that because my friend Nick is like huge into Green Lantern. That's all he reads and stuff. So
that's awesome. Yeah, they actually did kind of do that in the movie too, though. So they got some things correct. It looks like.
Yeah. I wanted to like it.
Oh wait, does that mean they changed his whole entire backstory then? Because if he's just a being, that means he wasn't part of the Guardians then, right?
That part I would have to re-ask him. I can't remember the whole history about it.
Yeah, because I kind of thought it was cool. Like, oh yeah, a Guardian was like, yeah, we need this power in order to like survive or something like that.
And I don't want to report on it wrong because a comic book person will flame me for that.
Yeah. So, here's one thing that did not make sense to me. The after credit scene. Because we have Sinestro in this movie, which is cool. But Sinestro isn't evil. He's pretty much a good guy. And he like basically like comes to the fear like basically everyone else in the Green Lantern Corps. It's like, hey, we need to make a fear ring so that we can fight this power. Which I don't think one ring is going to be enough. I think you would need a bunch because that is a ginormous cloud.
Yeah.
A ginormous space cloud. But basically the after credit scene is Sinestro putting on that ring and basically becoming, the evil version of Sinestro.
Which is why I wish they would have made more, because the Sinestro Corps is pretty cool.
It is, but the thing is, it doesn't make sense through the story. Because he's not evil. He's still part of the Green Lantern Corps. There's no sign of him becoming evil at all.
I think he's just tempted by the fear, or if he was hiding it. I don't know. I know by what it sounded like when Nick was describing it to me, the guy who reads the comics for the podcast listeners and stuff. It sounded like he switched sides. He wasn't always like tempted by it, and eventually, like red people come on, and they're like angry people. Like their ring is the power of anger.
Yeah.
See, that's what I wanted to get to, is the point where we've seen all the other cores, because that's what always interested me, is all the other.
And I'm pretty sure you can like combine them all, and I think like the ring becomes white or something.
Yeah, you get. I don't know if it's Hal Jordan or some other guy, but
I think Batman does it at some point.
the one who becomes the white, I believe, or the black one. It's either the one who becomes all white or all black, but they're considered colorless. I think it might be the black, because I think I remember making the joke, isn't black a combination of all colors, so you're technically all colors, but they call it colorless?
I know if you, technically speaking, combine all the colors, it just becomes black.
So, anyways, I digress. The only other thing I wanted to say... two other things I wanted to say about this movie is I have a favorite scene, so I figured we could talk about our favorite scenes.
Okay.
But before I got to that, did you notice that they... Oh, no, they couldn't have, because it was DC Universe. I'm going to say it anyway, so I look like a fool in front of everybody, but I thought they were hinting at a Captain America reference.
Oh! There was a Captain America reference.
Yeah, because he threw a shield.
Yeah, he threw a Captain America shield. It just didn't have the star logo.
Yeah, he pulled up the shield that blocked bullets like a shield would, and then he threw it like Captain America.
That's actually the second time Ryan Reynolds had a Captain America reference in a movie, because there is Green Lantern, and there's also that Free Guy. Free Guy had a Captain America reference. Yeah, it's shield and everything.
What if this was all leading up to him being the next Captain America?
And then he became Deadpool, which was a good choice.
I think so, too. Alright, so anyways, my favorite scene, though, was when he saves the girl, and then he goes, doesn't the hero usually get the girl? So then he goes to her house, and he tries to act like all bravado-less, and then she goes, wait, Hal? And the line that got me was, we had sex. You didn't think I would recognize you? Or I've seen you naked. You didn't think I would recognize you just because you have a mask on?
I love that scene just because it's so realistic. I remember, like, when I dressed up as, like, Batman in, like, 6th grade, I think. And I was wearing, like, the full mask and everything. And someone's like, Marcus? I'm like, how'd you know it was me? Like, I can tell it's you. I was like, huh. Superheroes must have a hard time with their secret identities.
But yeah, that part really cracked me up. Did you have a favorite scene?
I didn't have a favorite scene, but I really liked, like, Blake Lively in this movie. Just because I think she's super hot as a brunette.
No thoughts.
But I also thought it was kind of cool that, Ryan Reynolds and his wife were in this movie. I can tell you did not know that.
Why would you out me on I could have completely
I
got
don't-
away with that.
I don't
You
know
just
if-
outed me completely.
To be fair, I don't know if they were married at this time, but I know they are married. Who knows? They
And
could
to
have.
be
They
fair,
could have met
I
because
did
of
not
this
know
movie.
they were married at the time before you said that.
Well, now you just outed yourself.
I have nothing left to talk about this movie. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think there's nothing that needs to be talked about. I think
Honestly, I wish DC would have owned up. Like, hey, yeah, we made a bad movie. Let's learn from our mistakes, and let's keep going. Instead of making more bad movies.
And we talk about
Not all of them are bad, to be fair. I like Shazam. I surprisingly liked Aquaman. Aquaman, I feel like, is a movie you shouldn't like, but somehow you do like it.
Yeah, that's what actually my point is. We've talked about the DC universe so many times.
I know.
That if we talk more about Green Lantern, it's gonna get to the point where we're repeating ourselves again. Like I believe
Now.
you said that you like Shazam and stuff before. So I'm just gonna go ahead and cut this session off already. and say
Yeah,
that-
I pretty much have nothing to say. Green Lantern is meh.
yeah, Green Lantern.
What about
Pretty bad, unless if you can get past the quality issues, then it's all right.
Well, one last thing. What was your over score for this movie?
6.5.
6.5. Wow. I was gonna give it a 4.
Well, to me, like, I guess it depends on the person who's grading it, but to me, story always comes first no matter what. Because without the story, they wouldn't even had the idea to make the movie. So I always judge first by story, and then I judge by, like, acting, voice, CGI, all the other stuff. So, and the fact that I know some people
See, I
who
thought-
can get past the issues of CGI, and they think it's a good movie.
See, I thought like I was gonna go in there and I'd be like, this is probably like 6 out of 10. But I just thought like the story was okay, and that was me like just judging the story. But then like with the visuals, I just feel like the visuals just bring it down so much.
Well, see, and the other reason I didn't want to give it like anything lower than that is because honestly, if you put this movie in front of, like I said, the people who like B movies, or in front of a child,
They're gonna enjoy it.
they're gonna like it.
Yeah, like some movies are like that too. Like I feel like when I saw Sonic, the new Sonic movie, I felt like this is a good Sonic movie. Not sure if it's like a good movie in general.
You know, I can agree with you.
But
with
it
that.
is a good Sonic movie.
I overall like the movie, but I think it's because I really liked Sonic and because I really, really liked Knuckles.
See, I didn't really like Knuckles that much.
I
There
can-
were some moments where like he really made me laugh, but there are other moments where I feel like he's just really, really dumb.
Well, I guess the real heart of Knuckles came when he was a good guy, because my favorite scenes were actually at the end.
Oh, okay.
When they were all together.
I also just wasn't like that big of a fan of the person playing him either. But I don't really have much to go off of when it comes to that actor, just because I haven't really seen him in that much stuff. I think the last thing I saw him in, I think was in Star Trek. It was in the last Star Trek movie with Chris Pine.
I actually don't know the actor.
I don't know him either. That's just going off the face. That's where I know
Oh.
him from.
I do know that when he shook people's hands and broke their hands, it really cracked me up. I don't know why. Maybe it's the darkness in me, but just gonna have to pop a couple knuckles back in. That means he trusts
I thought
you.
I thought that was pretty funny, and overall, like I couldn't. It's not really something I feel like you can complain about because it just makes sense.
All right, guys, that was the war session. Next week, I think we're gonna talk about Bad Boys, new animation.
What?
Do we got any emails?
Bad Boys new animation. It's the first I'm hearing of this.
The bad guys.
There's a new Bad Boys movie coming out.
Yeah. Nah, I just wonder if that's a play on. Nah. Anyways, we're gonna watch.
We're gonna go watch Bad Guys, and we'll come back next week and talk to you guys about it. See what we think.
Any emails or 5 stars?
No, sir.
All right. Did you actually check the email?
I did
this week?
check. I did
Oh, okay,
check. I
'cause
checked
remember
before
last
I
week
came
you're
here.
and Oh yeah,
Oh.
plugs.
Okay, so I guess we'll get to plug first, and then I'll make my little announcement. Plugs, you can check out Chibi IRL, where you can see Ren Yamada.
On TikTok. That's Chibi IRL on TikTok. It's a little animation that we do because we actually have an animation studio. We don't have many animations out yet because
No, we just have Chibi IRL.
between two people, it's a lot to make animation, and especially with not a lot of funds. But people seem to be enjoying Chibi IRL, so check that out. That's Chibi IRL on TikTok. You can just watch him try to live a normal Chibi try to live a normal life on TikTok.
However, Chibi lives.
There is also Marcus Hawksma
HAAKSMA.
on YouTube and also on TikTok. YouTube's the better choice right now because there's more content on it. But all the content will eventually be moved over to TikTok too, and that's the more breakdowns of how animations work, and like if you just want any details or general fun with a fun guy. Yeah. Anything else you want to say about your channel?
I'll also be talking about the bad guys on that channel too.
All right.
So you guys can check that
You
out.
can get the more humoristic and review side from here, and you can get the more technical breakdown from him on his channel.
Yes, sir.
And now you said you had something else. you
Yes, so, my friend. Next.
wanna- Who's your friend?
Actually, next. You're not my friend? Well, I guess Otaku Wars is now over. That's the announcement, I guess. No, seriously, though. So, I know we said we'd talk about bad guys next week, but I actually won't be here next week.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. So, we probably won't be talking about bad guys next week. Is there going to be a show next week?
You can leave your mic here. There'll be a show. Oh, I could use my headset actually.
I mean, I can leave my mic here if you need it.
Yeah.
I don't know how your computer works or anything. I
No.
assume it has a USB.
I might have to text you a couple questions about the Twitch thing, but I can
Do you
do
need
it.
my computer too? Do you need the laptop?
Don't you need your laptop?
I mean, not while I'm gone. I'll be out of town.
Oh, you'll be out of town? Oh, yeah. I guess if you give me some quick notes about how to set it up real quick, I'll be here solo next week. I won't let you guys down. I got you.
All
I'm not
right.
saying you're letting them down. I'm just saying the show will go on every week.
So you're talking about bad guys by yourself then?
Do you want me to wait until you come back? Because I could just report the news, too.
You know what? I want to talk about it with you. So,
All right. So there might not be a war session, but there might be a topic that I just talk about.
sounds good.
But
Definitely.
you'll definitely be getting your news next week.
Yes, sir.
Otaku Wars will live. Are you going on vacation? Where are you going?
I'm going to Georgia to see my family.
Oh, it's that time.
Yes.
I thought you guys did that usually towards the end of summer.
we do, but my little sister just graduated from high school.
Oh, good for her.
Yeah.
She made it.
She did, and now she'll be going off to college. So
What college are you going to?
somewhere in Georgia.
Oh, somewhere in Georgia.
Somewhere, I don't know. Georgia University.
Do you like Georgia?
You know, Georgia, it's a nice change. Not sure if I'm a fan of the traffic though.
Oh, is there actually a lot of traffic?
It's been a while since I've been down there. I remember one time though, like there was me and my dad were driving back to his house, and suddenly, like all of these people, like a line of cars, probably like 12 cars, were wanting to turn. So they're all in the left lane. There's not enough room for 12 cars in the left lane. So they were basically just in the other lane so that they could turn eventually. But I don't think there's another part of the road where people can just go around them.
Oh, so it just was a huge backup then?
Yeah, basically, yes.
That's awful.
Yeah, it's such like, are you guys idiots? Just go around and make a right turn. I don't understand why all of you have to wait to turn left, especially when all of you clearly aren't going to make that light.
Well, there you guys have it. I like all of you listeners, and Marcus hates you guys from Georgia.
No, I do
That's
not.
the show, guys.
No, I don't.
Otaku
We're
Wars
not
is
leaving
out.
off that note. We're
We'll
not
see you
leaving
next
off that
week.
note. No. George is fine. It's too much pollen for my taste, but it's fine. Now we're out. Bye-bye. Hey guys, Marquando here. On behalf of me and Mike Sensei, just want to say thanks for watching. We appreciate it. If you want to catch early news and early war sessions, be sure to check us out on Twitch every Friday night between 5 and 7. And remember, stay otaku.